In recent years, mukbang has emerged as a cultural phenomenon on the internet, captivating audiences worldwide with a mixture of food, entertainment, and social interaction. At its core, mukbang embodies the relationships present in the modern world, where digital platforms serve as bridges connecting continents and cultures. The rise of mukbang is not only indicative of American culture and global trends, but also showcases the merge of culinary traditions from around the world. Mukbang serves as a perfect example of the cosmopolitan ideal, where individuals from diverse backgrounds come together in a shared space to celebrate food and humanity. The act of eating is a universal experience that transcends language and nationality. One Oxford University study confirmed the importance of meals, stating the more often people eat with others, the more likely they are to feel happy and satisfied with their lives, regardless of cultural or geographical background. Considering this, mukbang emerges as a catalyst for cultural exchange, breaking down barriers and fostering a sense of global community among its creators and audiences. Through the lens of globalization, mukbang serves as a means of spreading culinary traditions and cultural practices, enriching the digital platform with a myriad of experiences and culture. Therefore, the exploration of mukbangs in context of globalization not only sheds light on the evolving nature of digital culture, but also enhances the knowledge of food and the impact it has as a cultural artifact. All this considered, this brings us to the aim of what this investigation will achieve. Through an analysis of mukbangs, how does globalization through the internet establish the dynamics of identity formation and cultural consumption in relation to the concept of cosmopolitanism, and what are the ethical ramifications and obligations involved? Originally starting off as a Korean craze, the etymology of mukbang stems from the Korean words eating and broadcast or show, roughly translating to the phrase eating show. These shows would be conducted by those who are known in Korea as broadcast jockeys, with the creators dedicating hours of an evening to live streaming a free show for users. It became a space for audiences to talk, engage, and enjoy the show with the hosts and other audience members. With the craze taking off first with members of Korean society who would eat alone, mukbangs worked to mitigate this loneliness. With the strong traditional food culture present in Korea, mukbang was about sharing a meal with an audience member while still maintaining the standard of healthy eating and etiquette. The popularity of mukbang quickly spread across South Korea, with mainstream media outlets even adopting the format for television shows. Broadcast jockeys garnered substantial income from viewer donations, solidifying mukbang's status as a sensationalized content type. With the developing interest with mukbangs, it wasn't long before the creators outside of Korea had a fascination with this craze too.
I saw this thing called a mukbang, and they would just eat on camera.
Trisha Paytas, known to be the first American mukbanger, uploaded a video on the 24th of April 2015 titled Mukbang and then in brackets eating show, starting an era the internet would still be in 9 years later. The video features Trisha eating cupcakes, scrambled eggs, and a bag of Ruffles. Not only did this cause a shift for Trisha, now featuring mukbang content permanently on her channel, but also started a frenzy of other channels and creators dedicating all their content to this new concept. This global expansion of mukbang can be attributed in part to the allure of the food porn industry. Characterized by its visually appealing presentation of food porn has captivated audiences across various media platforms. While traditional television paved the way for the food porn industry, the internet revolutionized the genre, allowing for greater interaction and accessibility. But what relevance does this all have to globalization and cosmopolitanism? With globalization referring to all those processes by which the peoples of the world are incorporated into a single society, global society, this means citizens of the world are connected through the exchange of goods, services, culture, and understanding. Mukbangs are an evident example of globalization, with the exchange happening not only culturally, with different ways of eating food and the types of food eaten, but an exchange of understanding that eating with someone is important. With foodways evolving during the transition, Anderson discusses when migrants come to a new land, they gradually change their foodways. Eventually, they usually come to eat like the majority in the new home. As creators share their culinary experiences with a global audience, they contribute to the exchange and adaptation of culinary traditions across borders. All of us can be considered migrants in the non-space that is the internet, because we're all populating the space as an outsider. We come together, causing a merge of life experience, influencing one another, curating the narrative that mukbangs are a big indicator of globalization. The reason why we have so much impact in placing our own experience on the internet is because it can be argued the internet has no inherent culture. The complication of defining the space of the internet can here be seen as symptomatic of the fact the internet as a non-place has no own identity. Users give the internet identity with what they choose to populate it with. Hand in hand with this, cosmopolitanism as a concept focuses on being a citizen of the world. It promotes inclusivity, tolerance, and appreciation for cultural diversity, rejecting narrow-mindedness. Cosmopolitanism encourages individuals to engage with diverse cultures, ideas, and perspectives, fostering a sense of global citizenship. The respect for its Korean origin by keeping its original Korean name shows the appreciation and tolerance for the Korean ideologies behind the video type. Along with the engagement of different types of cuisine, often featuring different types of noodles and chicken, which was a common theme in the Korean mukbangs, the ways in which the new wave of YouTube mukbangers try to be successful in their content is through what they eat and how they eat it, forcing authenticity. For mukbang creators, their identity becomes tied to their online one. Through mukbang videos, creators craft an image that reflects their culinary preferences, eating habits, and personality traits. The food they choose to consume, the way they present themselves on camera, and the interactions they have with viewers contribute to the construction of their digital identity. Over time, this online persona can become intertwined with their offline identity, making it harder to distinguish between the virtual and real worlds. A notable example of this is Nikocado Avocado. Initially known for his vegan mukbang content, Nicocado's identity transformed as he gained popularity in the mukbang community. In response to audience demands and trends within the community, Nicocado transitioned away from his vegan lifestyle and began consuming large quantities of unhealthy foods. This shift in behaviour reflects the influence of audience expectations on creators and identity formation. The psychology of mukbang notes that creators like Nicocado may feel pressures to consume excessive amounts of unhealthy foods to satisfy the audience expectations and cause vicarious pleasure for viewers. As a result, his digital identity evolved in response to an audience preference, leading to changes in behaviour and content creation strategies. Along with this, Nicocado's persona drastically changed from when he first started to the present day, as he sensationalizes his unhealthy lifestyle and weight along with emotionally overreacting. This started to trickle into his personal life as he began to become open with his health concerns he was starting to face due to the content that he creates. Exploring the audience in relation to identity, viewers may internalize the behaviours and attitudes displayed by mukbang creators, influencing their own eating habits and food preferences as they watch creators overindulge in large quantities of food or experiment with different cuisines. Viewers may be inspired to replicate these behaviours in their own lives. Even if viewers don't physically seek out the same foods, it's found that mukbangs can cause vicarious satiation. This means that viewers feel as though they have consumed the food and feel full from it. This exploration and vicarious satiation from the variety of cuisines exposes audience to new ways of eating. This process of identification with mukbang creators contributes to the formation of viewers' digital identity and self-conception. When it comes to ethical responsibility, creators should be mindful of the amount of food they prepare and consume in mukbangs. They should explore alternate approaches to mukbang content that focuses on mindful eating, sustainable food practices, and responsible consumption. Creators should prioritize their health and well-being above the pursuit of views and engagement, and they should be mindful of the foods they consume and avoid promoting unhealthy eating habits or excessive consumption in their videos. Platforms should also implement guidelines and policies to discourage content that glorifies overeating or unhealthy behaviours. Along with these factors, audiences need to consider the reasoning for consuming this content and be mindful of respecting other cultures, with Tanaka conceptualizing the idea of consuming the other as a manifestation of colonialist tendencies. Viewing mukbangs leaves room for self-reflection of what it means to be consuming this content and possibly consuming the other. These sometimes exotic foods and eating practices encourage the commodification and consumption of otherness, which allows Western consumers to exercise the desire for the exotic without threatening their mainstream positionality, while simultaneously depoliticizing cultural difference and reducing cultural forms to the status of commodity. In conclusion, Mukbang serves as a global platform for cultural exchange, connecting diverse individuals through a shared food experience. While it promotes cultural diversity, there are ethical concerns such as reinforcing stereotypes and promoting unhealthy eating habits. Moving forward, there needs to be further research and discourse on the ethics of food consumption online. Creators, platforms, and viewers must prioritize inclusivity, diversity, and respect for cultural difference to ensure mukbang contributes positively to the online space.